Traders from around the world, what's going on? It's your boy Ricky Cadan back again with another real life stock review for Real Life Trading Australia. It's Thursday, it's actually Friday here in Australia, but let's review what happened on the Thursday session over in the US markets. So today we did get a very bullish candle on the SPY. I mentioned on this particular day here that most likely we would trade up and then come back down, form a nice little double bottom, probably allow the 50 to come in as a support. We did gap down back to this particular support level like I mentioned, and we did grind higher. You can see that the low of this particular day here on Tuesday was 323.60 and the low of this day last night was 323.54. So barely making a new low and just all the bulls stepping back in with volume. Everyone buying this dip, looking absolutely gracious. Staying bullish on the markets, guys. Not a whole lot happening here. Take a look at the E-minis. So the E-minis here, once again, forming a glorious hammer candle back down to this support level. I did say that most likely we would have some sort of double bottom pattern forming and we would slowly grind higher. If you take a look at the Dow Jones or ticker symbol YM for the futures, we did actually come back down to almost the 50-day EMA, and we have bounced off this area before, so it is a very nice buying location. We did get some very glorious volume stepping in just today on the Dow Jones. And one look at the NQ, which is the QQQ, the Nasdaq, we got a very bullish bounce off the 20 EMA, looking superb, and most likely will create some new all-time highs very, very soon. So markets are still looking bullish, guys. A lot of earnings happening. Actually, speaking of earnings, here's Amazon. Amazon pulling in some huge volume today and gapping up after hours, gapping up to 2056, new all-time high. I think that's a new all-time high. It is a new all-time high. Would you look at that? So there is a lot of traders here. This is a huge gap on Amazon, so it will be very interesting to see how this one plays. A lot of people talking about their profits on Amazon, so I'd probably expect Amazon to actually fade a little bit and then trade a little bit lower and then kind of consolidate and then slowly grind higher. But Amazon, well done to a lot of real life traders who did buy back down here and of this particular dip here off the 50 EMA. A lot of people are making they're going to be waking up with some very big gains tomorrow on Amazon. Let's take a look at Tesla, another earnings gap. Now we did have a retest gap on Tesla. A lot of people still taking their profits. If you take a look at the 5-minute, actually we'll go back to the 1 minute on this one. You'll see that realistically a lot of people just kind of took their profits at the very start of the day. For the first 5 minutes or the first 4 minutes of the day, we had this quick little sell-off. A lot of people just taking their profits, and then we slowly but surely grinded higher and then just kind of consolidated for the rest of the day. We are very extended on Tesla. I do think we will go higher. I just think that we probably need a little bit more of a pullback, something like this, back down to the 20 at least. It has been a while since we reached it back here in December, and since December we have already risen almost 100%. Wow, huge move on Tesla. And yeah, a lot of real life traders making some gainage on that one. Let's take a look at Barber. I haven't looked at this one for a while. Now, Barber is gapping, had a very nice retest gap, gapping down just below the 50 EMA and then currently retesting. We do have earnings coming up just around the corner, so this is one that you will want to watch. We did have a very nice new all-time high. Currently retesting this particular resistance level. But this will definitely be one to watch over the next coming days. We do have fairly decent volume coming in, and any bullish gap, I would probably be looking to play to the long side. So just bear that in mind. If we do get a gap down on earnings, that one would be quite interesting. I would expect that to fade back higher. And also, if we do get a gap up above the moving averages, I'd probably look for a continuation to the highs on Barber. So keep a lookout for that. Earnings is not until February, so a lot of things could happen before then, but just keep an eye out for a nice little quick day trade on that one. Here's MU. Now MU is also having a nice little retest back down to the 50 EMA. So a lot of people wanting to get into the semiconductors. This is a very nice buying location. You can see we are at our current support resistance level and a previous support resistance level back here as well. So if you are looking to buy or purchase MU, we have had probably about a 9% pullback, oh, about 10% pullback, yeah, 9 or 10% pullback here on MU, and we did get some beautiful volume coming in with a glorious hammer candle, nice little lower shadow, and a very full body there. So MU, keep a lookout for this one for a nice day trade on Friday. If we do get a gap up, this one could have a very nice little run. Let's take a look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola also gapping up after earnings, clearing the recent pivots, the recent all-time highs, and just continuing to go higher. It's a pretty boring stock, but this does just continue to keep going higher. Everyone does buy Coke pretty much in every fast food joint. Massive name, beautiful blue chip company if you like to buy and hold long term. Now's not the time to probably buy, obviously, because we are at an all-time high, but there have been plenty of opportunities. If you take a look at the long-term moving averages here, we did get a very nice pullback back down below the 100 here, and if you take a look at the weekly chart, you can see that we are getting fairly extended. We are fairly due for a decent pullback. I think something back to looking to buy at around $54 would be a very nice buy the dip location. But obviously, if you are in bullish, then probably continue to hold or look to do some hedging with options strategies on Coca-Cola. Let's take a look at the All Ords. Now, the All Ords forming a very beautiful evening star reversal pattern right now on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, you can see we have had a very nice gap and go, and we did kind of just consolidate here the last few days. I do think this is just a dip buying opportunity. It is following the broader markets. We are at the 20 EMA, and most likely, if we do trade any lower, I do expect us to probably bounce off the 50 EMA. So keep that in mind, guys. If we're staying above the 20, I do expect us to probably continue higher. Here's Flight Center. Now, last time I spoke about Flight Center was probably back here after this gap, and I mentioned this is a very nice buying location. Now, if you take a look at the weekly chart, you'll see why. We have got a very nice support resistance level right here, based off this particular low here, these highs here, here, and we're back there again. So if you are looking for a dip buying opportunity on Flight Center, here is the time to be looking. We have got earnings coming up just before March, and we do have some beautiful volume coming in. You just want to keep this one on your watch list though, guys. We have got some upper shadows being formed, and we did get a nice bearish candle yesterday, so there is still a little bit of selling pressure. So with this one, just be a little bit patient to get in. If you are looking to buy, probably look for a little bit more of a consolidation. If we do get a very nice bullish candle with a long hammer, that should be your signal to probably look at setting up a trade on Flight Center. Let's take a look at BHP. Now, BHP having a beautiful gap down to the 50 EMA. We have bounced off this area before. It is a previous support level and resistance level, as you can see right here. So if you are looking to buy the dip, this is a very nice dip buying location. On the weekly chart, we are also forming a nice bullish candle, and it was a retest gap on the weekly chart. Red candle gapping down. So right now we are currently retesting. Where we go from here, we do have earnings coming up just around the corner as well. So just bear in mind that mid-February, if you are in any shares, don't forget to hedge your bets on that one. Here's APT. Now APT just doing what it does best, and that's creating some new all-time highs. I did mention this back here that we are most likely going to probably trade sideways but continue to be bullish. More so if you look at the long-term moving averages, because we were bouncing off the 100 simple moving average back here. If you did get to buy these shares back down here or buy some long-term call options, probably look to lock in your gains. We do have earnings just around the corner on this one, so you can obviously look to buy some puts to protect your asset over the earnings period. Just note that they will be a little bit expensive, and we are at a fairly high level. And last stock we'll look at is Telstra. So TLS, we have been headbutting our head against this resistance again. If you take a look at the weekly chart, you can see why. I did mention back here that most likely we'll have a bit of trouble getting above this 200 simple moving average on the weekly chart, and you can see that is quite evident here. Volume is also dropping off, so I'm not overly bullish on Telstra right now. Most likely we're just going to either consolidate, come back down, and then slowly grind higher. This is a very slow, grindy stock, Telstra, guys, so just bear in mind if you are in, just be patient on this one. So let's have a look at the commodities now. US oil or crude oil is just looking absolutely glorious for a long. I have taken a couple of long trades on this, especially after this gorgeous hammer that we did form yesterday. Straight off this support level that I have at 51.83. As you can see here, and the great thing about this particular hammer is we took out that particular low from 4 or 5 days ago, and straight off this support level we are forming somewhat of a morning star reversal pattern. We do have a nice little double bottom ish pattern happening right now, and usually you can see this does happen at this area, so I don't expect us to just launch out of here, but I do expect us to go higher. I do have a long-term swing trade on crude, and I do expect it to go higher. Let's take a look at gold. Now gold, I did take a short last night just off these particular highs here. I did mention that we will most likely create another relative high and then come back down and then slowly roll down. We did get that just a couple of days later. Obviously this just happened because of the dippage in the market, and now since we are slowly grinding higher and we are looking to bounce, gold is just slowly pulling back. So gold still very neutral on this particular instrument, guys. I am very neutral. I do think that gold will eventually go higher, but for the most part I'm looking to just buy low and sell high. And last but not least, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. I mentioned the other day back here that I got into a position and that I would most likely be pyramiding in to some more on the Aussie dollar. I did get in at $67 on this particular candle. As you can see, the low was 67 cents. As you can see, the low of this particular candle was exactly 67 cents. So picking the bottom here. Will this be the absolute bottom? Who knows, but I do think we have had a fairly decent pullback, and most likely we will have a nice little poppage and a little bit of a trade higher, and then we'll kind of see what transpires on the Aussie dollar. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I'll be back next week on Tuesday with another real life stock review, and I want to give a big thank you to everyone who did sign up to the Real Life Trading free week. And just so you guys know, Real Life Trading Australia will be launching very soon, and we will also be doing another free week where you'll get to sit in a room with me and talk stocks, look at trade setups. You know exactly what the afternoon room is like if you were watching the Real Life Trading rooms this week. That's what it's all about. I'm here to help you guys and enrich lives. So thanks for watching, and until next week, love life, live life, and trade it. I'll see you all soon. Bye.